1017. We'll be back after we take care of some bills. I'll be back.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Truth Nation, Gruber Law Offices and The Truth have raised the stakes for this year. The One Call, That's All Gruber Cash giveaway is now a $5K giveaway. Yes, you heard it right. $5,000 giveaway. Every weekday on 1017 The Truth, you will have the chance to be entered to win the $5K giveaway. Listen to The Truth for the One Call, That's All cue to call for your chance to win $5,000. Gruber Law Offices, One Call, That's All. Visit 1017thetruth.com for official contest rules.
Ready to join the fun? With Girl Scouts Extended Year Membership from Girl Scouts,
you can sign up by June 30th and get up to 18 months of adventure through September 30th, 2026.
Girls starting kindergarten or first grade in 2025 will also receive 3 Get Ready with Girl Scouts activity books
featuring games, crafts, and stories the whole family will love for free. Plus, you'll even get a special gift from the Girl Scouts. Join today and get ready to grow, explore, and shine with Girl Scouts.
The Empowerment Small Business Loan Program, we're talking about up to $5 million, which for small business owners, we need that. That's like payroll, that's resources. So can you just let us know, what is the program and why is this lending program so important to Old National Bank?
Years ago, our CEO, Jim Ryan, this program is his brainchild. He was working with Roland Shelton, who you know, Denise, out of Evansville, and they identified that African-American business owners, Hispanic business owners, Native American business owners, as well as women business owners had a difficult time in obtaining financing from the traditional credit partners. And so we went out, created a program, launched it last year in 2023. And so far last year, we have helped over 100 successful minority and women-owned businesses with about $25 million in loans. We've already started this year with almost $8 million in approvals, again, geared toward minority business owners and women business owners that normally had difficulties in obtaining traditional credit finance.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. We've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
It is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
We're black. I am your cousin sub of the day, sponsored by Cousin Sub. I'm a club sub. And, of course, this is Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace. Of course, Kyle Wallace is taking care of some business on assignment. Of course, he will join you again on tomorrow afternoon from noon to 1. And right now we're talking about this new initiative that is being put together by Credible Messengers and Running Rebels here in Milwaukee. And it's a youth-orientated campaign, and it's called We Ain't On That. And for those who don't understand and want to be like, what is this? Is broken? No, common things. You have to end up being able to reach people where they hear the things that are familiar to them. It's a lot of times where different things may be happening or going on, and people be like, man, we ain't on that. We ain't on that. So that's the premise of the campaign, but seeing other youth that may normally be in a different situation or normally just being a tag along, go along, but saying, you know what? Nah, we ain't doing that today. We ain't on that. We ain't on that. And this is a campaign that is being launched beginning the late spring, right at the beginning of summer. So in time for, of course, Juneteenth and, Summerfest and just cookouts at parks and all of these different things, because we've already heard a lot of things that are going on. Gabriel Williams, great afternoon. Love you. Appreciate you on the YouTube page. said it works for the children, but what about the parents and guardians in this Toys R Us era? Well, that part, in my opinion, Gabriel, for that portion, we see oftentimes that those Toys R Us adults will get charged right away. But it's a lot of the youth that either end up evading punishment, or they end up not getting caught doing what they're doing, or when they do get caught, released to their parents or PWKs. So, that's one of the things that from reading a lot of criminal complaints that are involving our youth, as well as some that may involve our Toys R Us adults, which are grown people. They grown. I'm talking about they're not a teen. They're grown, 20-something, 30-something, 40-something, 50-something, but they still doing things that you would think somebody immature that is still trying to learn and feel they self would be doing. So that's the thing with that. Kawanda Dukes, great afternoon. Love you, appreciate you. SC, great afternoon. Love you, appreciate you. Curly Q, great afternoon. Love you, appreciate you. Yes, I am the Cousin Sub of the day. I'm a club sub, sponsored by Cousin Subs. Sincere, great afternoon. Love you, appreciate you. I do have a caller, Nicole from Milwaukee. Welcome to Truth to Power. And I love you and I appreciate you. What's your thoughts? Do you think that this is a good idea? Do you think it's a start? What's your thoughts and opinions on it?
No, thank you so much for taking my call, and good afternoon. I think it is a great start. I think we have to start somewhere with the youth, but I'm hoping it goes a step further, right? Because I really appreciate you talking about teaching our kids, our youth, how to self-advocate, right? We need for our kids to stand up for ourselves, but we need for them to not only stand up for themselves in front of their friends, we also need to teach them how to advocate for themselves when it comes to education. Because my biggest thing about this is it's great for those kids that is going to attract, but we also know that there's a lot of kids that are unreachable. There's a lot of kids that may not go to the Running Rebels. There's a lot of kids that are not interested, in doing some of the things that could be positive. So how do we reach those? Because those are the ones that tend to cause the most havoc, right? So
let me interject briefly. What I do want to let you know is that just knowing, and like I say, this is Credible Messengers, which is a group of different organizations that are into intervention and violence interrupters and things of that nature, going to some of these communities, talking to these people, and this is just with talking to the youth, the teens, what kind of campaign. So this whole campaign is put on by people, youth that have had those calls. That's why they're able to be authentic. When I played that clip, you hear them be like, hey, man, you want to slide on somebody today? Hey, man, what you doing, man? Let's go hit a lick. Let's do this. Let's do that. So it is some of those youth involved. And with the Running Rebels, trust and believe, from my knowledge of the Running Rebels for all these decades, that they are definitely the ones who get a lot of these criminal complaints that I'm reading, a lot of the violence and the different things that are happening here in our community. They end up getting those youth. So they are, you know what I'm saying? They are there, and I believe they're utilizing some of them as well to be like, hey, you are part of the problem. Do you mind being a part of the solution? But go ahead and continue. Go ahead. I just wanted to give you that update.
No, I appreciate that because and again, I think it's a wonderful idea. We have to start somewhere, but I'm hoping that it goes a step further because as we're teaching those kids to be, to be advocates, to be leaders, let's teach them also how to show up at the NPS board meetings and demand for better education for themselves as well, because that's the other piece. I would love to see a campaign like this not only reach the youth, but we also have to reach the parents. We have to make sure that something is being done with the parents, whether they realize it or not, if they need education or not, if they need help or not. We have to be talking to the parents because that's where they're going back home to. Hopefully, they're going back home to a home, where a parent is residing. Mm-hmm. So having some parent education and involvement in that will also be helpful, in addition to making sure that, we're helping our parents advocate for our kids, right? So we want our parents to show up at the Milwaukee Public School Board meetings and demand better education for their children because we know that's where it starts. What else do you expect to happen in the city where the educational attainment of our youth is so low? what else is there? What else is there to do? So we have to approach this in a variety of different ways. But no, thank you for this conversation. I think the campaign is an awesome start. I'm happy to hear that they're being intentional about reaching those kids that are causing a lot of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm hoping it doesn't stop there. Let's talk about advocacy just holistically, right? Let's get the family involved, and let's have the family and the kids advocate for better education, because if we don't do something about the education, we're just putting a Band-Aid on cancer.
Okay. And thank you, Nicole. I appreciate your call here, of course, on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. And one of the things that she was talking about also on the Truth 1017 YouTube page and X, of course, I want to say great afternoon to Mao the Elephant. And, of course, not really a city girl. Great afternoon. I love you both. I appreciate you. Hashtag that part, hashtag facts. One of the things that tends to come up, and we hear people when they're talking about other things that need to be done as well, this is where community comes in. You feel what I'm saying? So what the credible messengers are doing, that's a great piece, in my opinion, and as well as Nicole's opinion. And I want to hear from you, of course, 833-212-1017. But when we start talking about all of the other components, sometimes the messages get lost when there's an overload just from one group. So it's like, okay, we're trying to prevent this part. Okay, who from the community is going to pick up the ball and do some of those other things that we know are needed? Because we cannot, and I've stood on this, we can't just rely on one person. That's just like community leaders, community advocates, those who are fighting. We are but one voice. We need to show the representation. We need the other people who are just as passionate about the things that need to change, the things that need to be implemented. We need those people, because you can only put so much burden on one group or one organization when it's a whole community that we're trying to reach. So that's why I say when people... some people end up saying, well, they need to do and they need to do that. Like it's been calls that have came in on other shows that I've been on, and like, well, they need it. I'm like, okay, so what are you doing? Because we have a lot of people that talk about it, but I've got a plethora of things that I can talk about of what I'm doing and what I have been doing for decades. So you get what I'm saying? So it's about action. It's definitely calls to action, but it needs to be more than, okay, so the credible messengers, which Running Rebels is a part of, they stepped up to the plate, and they've been stepping up to the plate for years, trying to, see how we can change these narratives or whatnot. But who else is going to say, okay, y'all got that? Okay, we getting ready to work on this. Okay, y'all got that and they got that? Okay, we gonna work on this. And that way we can be doing it as a collaborative effort, and all of the areas that need the attention, in my opinion, will be able to get the kind of help that it needs, and get people to start gathering the different youth and letting them know how important their voices are at the school board meetings and everything else. So, but we just can't keep putting it on one person. Like oftentimes we'll put it on elected officials and that's it. So you'll say elected officials need to do this, but then what are you doing in your own community to, when they do try to do something, are you helping facilitate it? It's going to be that their constituents and those people in those districts that are going to have to implement some of these things. They can get you the bags and the trash pickers to pick up the litter and all of that, but they can't be the ones to come out and have to just do it. We got to get ready to take care of some bills. This is Truth to Power on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I am your cousin sub of the day. I'm a club sub sponsored by Cousin Subs. Of course, Kyle is on assignment. He will return on tomorrow. I will be black with him on tomorrow as well. And if you have any comments or opinions on this subject, please, 833-212-1017. We'll be black.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Need to look sharp for graduation? You need
the $100 hookup.
Want to get decked out for prom? Get the
$100 hookup.
An incredible deal that includes a marvelous suit, shirt, tie, shoes, all for $100. Only at Nick Cavani's, home of the
$100 hookup.
And that isn't limited to some standard stock suit. You'll be pleased by the top quality and variety of fashion offered at Nick Cavani's. Get hooked up today at Nick Cavani's in Mayfair Mall and at nickcavani's.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance. Because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home, we help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Experience some of the most cherished popular music of all time when the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra presents Let's Groove Tonight, Motown and the Philly Sound, May 23rd through the 25th at the Bradley Symphony Center. Byron Stripling will lead the MSO and an exciting trio of vocalists that include Broadway superstar Chester Gregory, Ashley J., and Brick Liam in a musical sojourn of hits made famous by legendary talents such as Lou Rawls, Marvin Gaye, Diana Ross, and The Temptations. Songs like My Girl, I Heard It Through the Grapevine, and I'm Coming Out will come alive in fun and stylish arrangements that are sure to have you dancing and humming along in your seat. Let's Groove Tonight, Motown and the Philly Sound runs May 23rd through the 25th only. So lock up your tickets right now by calling the box office at 414-291-7605 or visit mso.org.
It's 1017 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. There's no better time to upgrade your windows and doors than right now because you can get up to 6 years of 0% financing at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Yes, no interest for up to 72 months and the full Pella experience is always included. That means the Pella team is with you from start to finish. They don't disappear after the work is done. Set up your free in-home consultation. You commit to nothing at this point. A Pella design expert will listen to your vision and then present the different colors, sizes, and customizations needed to make that vision a reality. It can feel overwhelming to consider what feels like limitless possibilities, but Pella's design team can help narrow those options down for you to create that dream upgrade. Hurry! Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Certain restrictions apply, and the deal ends May 31st, 2025. So visit PellaWI.com today.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Snide. Milwaukee Brewers dropped Game 1 of their 3-game series out in Cleveland to the Guardians. This one by a final score of 5-0. The loss dropping the Brewers 2 games under 500 at 20-22. Game 2 set for this evening. Over to the NBA, where the Dallas Mavericks have won the NBA lottery. They'll have the number 1 pick in the upcoming June 2025 NBA draft. And around the NBA, the Celtics fall into the Knicks 121-113. New York taking a 3-1 lead in that series. And the Timberwolves also taking a 3-1 lead in their series over the Warriors with a 117-110 win. The Sports Update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Hi. What? Look. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. Huh? They ain't talking about nothing. Aye, what they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking
Welcome,
about
Black, to Truth to Power, of course, with Kyle Wallace. I am your cousin sub of the day. I'm a club sub. And, of course, it's sponsored and brought to you by Cousin Subs. We are live from the American Family Insurance Studio in the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee. I am the legendary Home of Blow, holding it down. As you can see, I try to make sure I got my cousin sub in the frame a little bit. So, you know what I mean? He got to be there. He rolling with me. He rocking with me. You know, my club sub. LB Things, Stuff, and More. Great afternoon. Love you. Appreciate you. We're talking about there's a new initiative, We Ain't On That is being presented by Credible Messengers. And, of course, Running Rebels being a part of the Credible Messenger, different organizations coming together in there. Creating these campaigns that will run throughout late spring and summer with youth who have been the ones to write their own scripts, to film it, and just pick their settings and surroundings on when they're going to talk about it, how they're going to talk about it, and how they want the message received that will reach those youth like them. You know what I mean? And I think that that's a very important thing. And so my thing is, how many of you feel like that is a step in the right direction? Do you think that that is a step in the right direction? Do you think that it will end up having an effect on some of the youth? We know that, this is a situation that is very deep rooted, unfortunately, but it's not all of our youth. It's a lot of our youth that are doing great things. They're doing great things. They are not a part of some of the chaos that we talk about and that we see in and around our community. But there is also a large percentage that are on that, and they are including themselves with the reckless driving, the robberies, the carjackings, and all of those things. So my thought process is always, are we trying? What are we trying? What are we going to do? We can only try certain things, and if it works, it works. If not, again, let's get together as a community and throw our other ideas in there of what we think can help us get to a place where we don't have to have such a violent or the fear that we have of a lot of our youth. There's a fear. And if people saying they not afraid, they ain't got the fear, I see some of the videos when some of the youth are acting out in troubled manners, and I see some of them saying grown people trying to run for cover and get out the way. But you said you ain't fearful. Man, I ain't worried about them. Like, come on now, you gonna learn today. You gonna learn today. So it is what it is, and we have to do something. So I definitely want to hear your thoughts and opinions on this campaign. Are you behind our youth that are involved in the We Ain't On That campaign that will be launching like early June? Are you behind our youth? Will you support? Will you make sure that some of the youth that you know, and sometimes even some of your own children or nieces and nephews or grandkids might be a part of a lot of the craziness that's going on, and let them have to listen to that message. Let them have to see some people that may be their peers that are delivering these messages, and understand how important it is that in order to change the narrative, we have to be a part of the change. So again, I salute Credible Messengers and all of the organizations that are involved with it, and the Running Rebels, which are a part of it as well, for working with our youth to create this campaign. And like I say, the youth are doing it, so they're giving them control. So the things and the campaigns, if you ended up seeing that clip, you'll see that it's the youth in there. They're working the cameras. They're the ones sitting and coming up with the message that they are creating and putting it in a way that they know other youth will be able to understand. So some of y'all may not know that that's a common saying with a lot of youth, talking about, we ain't on that. So when it's something that they don't want to be involved in or they not a part of, they say, we ain't on that. So I thought that that was definitely a clever name for the campaign. And I think that it will reach a lot of youth. Is it going to solve the whole problem? No, but it takes us getting involved, because we can't only just let it be that part of a campaign. We got to still do our part. What are we doing at home where a lot of these teens are residing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And before we just shoot down and say certain things aren't going to work, then what is your plan? And are you implementing it instead of waiting on other people to implement it? Implement it yourself. If you see a need, that's like, okay, well, man, these kids, they hungry out here. Okay, well, you have food, right? If there's a little giveaway where they saying we collecting canned goods, I'm sure you come out of your pantry or wherever, your cabinet, and grab some cans and you take it so you can get in free, or whatever the case may be, whatever the promotion might be. So why don't you take those same 3 cans and cook it and take it out there and give it to some of those people in your community that you saying they hungry, they ain't got no food. That's why some of them are doing this and some of them are doing that. We need to make sure that we are doing our part instead of just continuing to talk about what's not being done. We have to be a part of the process. That's why when I come in and I'm strong-minded on a lot of these different things, again, it comes back to what are we doing? Are you being a PWK, just people with kids? You are being a part of the problem. That means you are sitting there, you filming them while they fighting. You know that they got a bunch of stolies out in front of your house or behind your house. You know that they should be in the house during curfew times, but you just telling them, make sure you bring me some Pearce black when you get black. Make sure you bring me a blunt. So that is not parenting, in my opinion. So I'm just saying, like, something has to be done. And if we just continue to talk about problems and not some of the ideas that will be solutions, then in my opinion, you too are part of the problem. Because we just can't keep saying this. When I talk about different things, I say different things that I think that we need to do to end up changing that narrative. You know, if harsher punishments, if that's necessary, if they're proven to be habitual in certain situations, yes, I believe that the punishment should be harder, like it should increase. Stop giving it to, well, just here come a PWK to grab them again. And they talking them, as soon as they take them and get them in another car, they up there going live talking about, yeah, I'm out, told you I'll be right out, I'll be rolling fat again in a minute, this, that, and the other. And the adult that is in that car is not being an adult, in my opinion. They're a Toys R Us adult, and they're condoning that type of behavior, and it makes the children think that it's okay. It's okay to do this. It's okay to do that, and it is not. And we're going to continue to lose our children. We're going to continue to lose them. And then I don't want you pulling out the baby picture, showing us the little innocent child face. And he was this, and she was this, and she was that. Yeah, well, you didn't know that he or she also had a Draco with a switch? You didn't know that? But they were so helpful and they always was doing the right thing. Well, how did you not come across the Draco? How did you not monitor their social media pages? So you got to be working to be part of the solution instead of exacerbating the problems, which I see happening all the time. Dr. Clarissa Lawrence, great afternoon. I love you. I appreciate you. Gabriel Williams said, it ain't fear. It's like police academy out here, just plain stupidity. Acknowledge stupidities first. Great afternoon. Love you. Appreciate you. Said, I'm thoroughly annoyed about this woman getting rich off of a slur. What new album, right? That part influenced by a lot of bad habits. Acknowledge stupidity first. Also said, but you really want to hold the kids to a higher standard and deport them in their leaders who are kind of doing funny things. Ouch. Listen, my thing is, and to just try to break down that before I take care of my bills, again, doing something is better than doing nothing. Something. That's like I say, Oatmeal is better than no meal. Yes, you might be used to having this grand buffet for your breakfast or your lunch or your dinner, but when it is nothing else, oatmeal with everything that is inside of oatmeal is a healthy meal, and it will stick to your ribs. You feel what I'm saying? It will get you through another day. And like I say, I'm a firm believer. Like I say, oatmeal is better than no meal. I'm trying to feed you something instead of feeding you nothing. Again, the Truth Talk text lines are open. You can call in 833-212-1017. Stream us live on YouTube and X at 1017 The Truth. While you're there, like and subscribe. This is the legendary Homer Blow Cousin Sub of the Day, holding it down for Kyle Wallace, and this is sponsored by Cousin Subs. I am the Club Sub. We'll be black.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Here at the new 1017 The Truth, we aim to be a staple in Milwaukee's Black community. We are committed to partnering with local organizations and supporting Black-owned businesses. We are proud to call Milwaukee our city and promise to be a positive reflection of our community. We look forward to celebrating Black culture and excellence with you every day as we make history and continue to uplift the voices in our city. Join us for the journey at the new 1017 The Truth, founded by Gruber Law Offices. Milwaukee Black Talk.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Need to look your best for a special occasion? You need
the $100 hookup.
This incredible deal includes a marvelous suit, shirt, tie, and shoes, all for $100. Only at Nick Cavani's, home of the
$100 hookup.
And that isn't limited to some standard stock suit. You'll be pleased by the top quality and variety of fashion offered at Nick Cavani's. No matter the occasion, maybe you're just ready for a fresh, new stylish look. Get hooked up today at Nick Cavani's in Mayfair Mall and at nickcavanis.com.
Dreaming of owning your first home? Milwaukee Habitat for Humanity can help make it happen. With little to no down payment and average monthly mortgage payments of $950, you can build a brand new home you love without breaking the bank. And you won't do it alone. Habitat provides the coaching, education, and support to guide you every step of the way. Stop renting and invest in a new home you can truly call your own. Visit MilwaukeeHabitat.org to learn more.
This is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Hey, Truth Nation, you already know I got to tell you about the $100 hookup. And if you've got prom, graduation, or any celebration coming up, this one is for you. Nick Avani has you covered with the $100 hookup. A full suit, shirt, and tie for just $100. And we're not talking about some basic off-the-rack look. This is top quality, head-turning fashion that'll have you feeling like $1 million. Get hooked up today at Nick Avani's on the second floor of Mayfair Mall at nickavanis.com. Welcome, Black. This is Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace. I am your cousin sub of the day. I'm a club sub, the legendary Home of Blow, sponsored by Cousin Subs. We are live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee. Want to get your thoughts and opinions on this new project that is going to be happening and launching in June, that is brought to you by Credible Messengers and Running Rebels, which are a part of the Credible Messengers, which is a collaborative of different organizations. And it's taking our youth and letting them pattern the message that they feel will reach some of these youth that we may not be able to reach like that. You know, we're looking at reaching them in a different manner. Cindy B. Roberson on the YouTube page. Great afternoon. I love you. I appreciate you. Thanks for logging on. She said, amen. A little something is better than a lot of nothing. And that's kind of like where I'm going with it. And Tingy, we are working on that. We have been having some issues. It was like, it's mad low. Y'all fix by. So, okay, so we should be good now, Tingy, so you can respond, Black, and see if that is better. But yeah, we've been experiencing some technical difficulties on the YouTube page for a while today, so we are just working to make sure. But you know how technology is. Technology does what technology wants to do. And it's like, man, why now? Why when Truth Nation is trying to be heard and support by log it on. So again, 833-212-1017. Do you think it's a great thing that there's an effort being made and it's being led and directed by our youth to try to curb some of the violence that is going on and just some of and making a lot of our youth take a second thought, you know what I'm saying? Just at least think about it before saying, yeah, let's roll. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm with it. Because if we don't, hey, that was a poltergeist. Someone came in and like, no. It was like the evil spirit said, no, don't you talk about that. I don't want you to help them. I want them to destroy your city and communities. That's why. Get out of here. So maybe that's it. That's what I'm going to take it as, because again, it came out of nowhere, and then Final Destination Bloodline just came out. So it just ain't no telling. It ain't no telling. But yeah, we got to do something, and I think that we have to understand how important it is that we engage those who we are talking about is part of the problem. You feel what I'm saying? We gotta, because just like we got to deal with Toys R Us adults, just like we got to deal with PWKs, we have to take on these problems and stop thinking that just one entity is the only one that needs to do it. And so we just put all the pressure. So we just take, oftentimes there's a lot of people that just try to take all the responsibility and accountability off of them and place it somewhere else. This is only one campaign. There's a lot of other issues that need to be dealt with, a lot of other issues that need to be dealt with in our communities. So this is one. So what is yours? What have you taken up? Have you taken up any of these other campaigns that we know need to be enacted? And we need to, I'm telling you, I said, shut up. That's what that sounds. That's what the sounds sound like to me. Like, shut up. Stop trying to educate our people. Stop trying to salute our youth. Stop trying to say you proud that they are doing something instead of nothing. Because that little sound is coming in. So, listen, sound. X is like, Blow, I don't know what the hell that is, But yeah, whatever it is, it's causing a disruption. But I'm like, get beneath me. I got my feet on the ground. Whoa, I got my feet on the ground. I ain't got no boots on. I got Nikes on. But I'm just saying, they on the ground. So I'm not going to let it interrupt me. Gabriel said, not the evil spirits. I'm just saying. Gabriel Williams also said, I blame the parents who let the kids watch gangster and horror movies, especially from Tubi. Okay, so what is the solution, though, Gabriel Williams? And that's where I'm going, Gabriel. Okay, so if those are some of the problems, what is the solution to that? How do we come up with a solution if that is one of the problems? And I get it. They get to listen to unrated, you feel what I'm saying? They get to watch the movies that may be deemed inappropriate. They get to do all of that. They get to listen to music that is deemed inappropriate. They get to make their own music, which can be deemed to be inappropriate with the messages and all of that they're putting out. So what is the solution? And that's why I say whenever we talk about the issues, it's one thing for me when I'm on here and I'm talking about the problems that we're dealing with. But then I'm also talking about what I believe some of the solutions can be. But I'm also asking you, because I am not going to be the only one. I'm not going to be able to be the only one that comes up with ideas that we could try, solutions that I think may work. You feel what I'm saying? Gabriel Williams said, be the parent is my answer. So how do you message that to those parents that are not? And like I say, Gabriel, the thing with me is some of the ones that are doing the things that you're talking about, I personally don't acknowledge them as parents, because a parent would absolutely, that's why you say be the parent is my answer. Because in my opinion, and I've stressed this a lot, that you're going to do and go above and beyond if you are a parent and you're parenting. When you're not doing that, you just PWKs, people with kids. Yes, you biologically had the child, you fathered the child, but you damn sure enough ain't parenting that child. Because there are some great parents out there that still end up having some bad seeds. They gave their sons and daughters all of the tools that were necessary. They held their hand and they walked them through and kind of let them know some of the things and the trials and tribulations that are still to come. They let them know, like, look, I'm helping you, but I can't do it all. But I'm doing the best that I can to try to prepare you for all of the things you're going to be hoodwinked and bamboozled by, how you're going to be peer pressured by people, and it's going to get tougher and all of those things. So you can end up doing those things and still end up running into a situation where your child goes astray. So those parents, I'm not talking about, lock them up. So when people say, well, lock them parents up too, it's like, no. If they're parenting, if they're not parenting, yeah, lock them up too. Fine them too. Take away their benefits too. I'm with all of that. But I don't like innocent parents that are doing their thing. They arguing with their children because you done went out and done something else stupid. They done told them, okay, next time if they pick you up, don't expect me to come down there and pick you right up and take you out. No, you're going to need to sit your butt down and think about it and understand the seriousness of what you have done and what you are out here doing and the things that you want to just keep pushing me to the side when I'm trying to tell you things that I want you to be alive. I don't want you to have to be on a T-shirt. I don't want to have to see people sharing your recently booked photo. I don't want that. I know that you have better in you. I know that you've been raised around people that have worked to see you succeed. But the child has to want to succeed too. So you can try to put all of that stuff in there. But if that child, it's like an alcoholic or a drug addict, anything else, you can send them to the best treatment centers. But if they don't want it, they're going to go do that little time. And when they get out, they're going to go right back to the same thing that they were doing. So I just want you to understand, I think that this initiative that the credible messengers, all of the organizations involved, including Vic and his wife over at Running Rebels are coming together with. I think that that's a great idea. I support the idea. It is something rather than sitting black doing nothing. So if you ain't doing nothing but throwing daggers, talking about what ain't right, but you ain't brought no solutions, and you haven't started to try to enact those solutions, stop waiting on other people. That's truth to power. Stop waiting on other people. Homer Blow, the legendary Homer Blow, your official cousin sub of the day. X, thank you very much, man. We got through the evil spirits and everything.
Yeah, we made it.
If nobody has told you that they love you today, I want to let you know that I love you, and I want you to please have a safe and nonviolent remainder of the afternoon, evening, night, early morning. And hopefully the things we have to talk about in the near future won't have to be a part of our minute celebration or situation. Tori Lowe Show is up next. Tori Lowe Show is up next. Love you, babes. I'm up out of here. Peace.
Get on up. Step together, damn that funky soul. Leon, get yourself together, and damn your funky soul. Aquarius, get yourself together, and damn that funky soul.
This is 1017 The Truth's Kyle Wallace, and the time is now, Milwaukee. Truth to Power is your platform, and on my show, our community always has a voice. There is no topic that is off limits, and I always give you my authentic opinions on how I feel, because keeping it real is the only way I know how to get down. Listen to Truth